Okay. One thing I would say is try not to occupy the same space as your other tank, because you want to create sort of a shield for your team in as many places as you can. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, usually if your health is low though, try to go back. And as you can see, there is a wall. So always be aware of your HP. You're 285. Remember, you're not a tank anymore when you're 285, right? You're just a regular character. Would you push like this if you're a regular character? So you gotta be aware of this. And that ultimately gets you killed. So another thing is, that's fine. But as you can see, he left you an opening, so you can actually walk up here a little bit and even attack this guy, because he just kind of let you. Not every character can you do that against, right? If it's Emma, for example, you don't want to walk by her, she'll just grab you. But sometimes if they just kind of give you their space up, that's not always the best. If it's like the Thing, for example, he'll just kill your team. So you don't always want to do that. But depending on what tank you're fighting, you can just walk up and just pressure these guys, right? Almost like you're diving. You can help Magic here. If you were to push with Magic, then they might not be able to deal with both of you. See, now instead, there's no attack anymore, right? The Magic had to back off, and now we don't have anything. Let's see what happened here. So I think it's a good push because you had full HP. I guess you kind of ignored him. You didn't realize the Groot was there. The Invis kind of made a smart play by trapping you there. It's kind of hard to get out of that, honestly. See, the Groot does his ult. Once again, don't worry about him. Don't even chase him. He's not really a threat walking up to your team. If anything, your team is just incompetent for not dealing with him. But if he gives you his space, just go up. You know what I mean? Don't worry about him. Look, you can, if you do one dark magic on, with fully charged, you can hurt a lot of these guys pretty easily, right? So he gave up, essentially. He's like, all right, I'm not a tank anymore. I'm gonna do random stuff. Well, you should say, all right, I will go push. But I mean, you killed him, so it's fine. Or no, you don't. See, you didn't kill him because he has like 800 HP. It's easy to save him. I'm not saying you shouldn't fight the tank though, because some people mislead players and say, oh, don't fight the tank. You're just feeding. It's not true. You should fight the tank. But the purpose of fighting the tank is to build ult charge, or to try to force them to change their position. But if they're changing their position on their own, then that's good too. You take that, right? Because obviously if you overload them with damage, they have to back up, and that's one of the most important things. Right? You want to force them to back up. If you don't shoot the tank, that'll never happen. So it's okay to hit them. Okay? It's a really good attack. Good. the invis is actually getting you in some good ults. But remember, you have your jump, your jump back. Use it. You press the what is it called on computer? Shift? I don't know. Yeah, shift. Press shift and just drop back. If you press it twice quickly, like press it once, and once you go up here, you press it again, it drops you back nicely. So you got to do that when you're in a desperate spot. You want to drop back. Once again, don't worry about him. He's not very good positioned. Like he's not even really blocking. His whole job, generally speaking, is to help, you know, kind of shield his team. He's not doing that at all. So don't worry about him. Don't even fight him. You know, look for somebody, you know, that's a more vulnerable target. You can probably just go fight the Moon Knight here. And I don't think anyone will do anything about it. Or the healer. I don't think anyone will stop you. She's kind of a threat, obviously, if she turns into diamond form. But her HP is very low. So don't worry about the Groot here. You know, he has 850 HP. And as you can see now, the team has recovered. Right? She has her health back. Somehow she's in a good position now. Right? They all recovered. You had an opportunity to basically take out the whole team if you chose the right target. So you always want to think about that. So you kind of, as you can see here, let's look again. Look at this. This would have been you could have easily killed her, but you know, you didn't pursue her, and you got distracted by him. You know, try not to work. You can walk past people. He's not a threat, and you know, he builds walls behind you. That's his threat. Don't worry about him. Like, you can walk by him. Now they recover. Yeah. And just know, when you're fighting Groot, you got to be aware there's probably a wall. If your health does not go back up, it means the wall's behind you. As you can see, you're not getting healed. Well, now you are. But if you're not getting healed, assume the wall's behind you. Turn around, get away. Play around it. That's good. See now how you're pushing the Moon Knight? There you go. Good. But remember, now you're 285. You're not a tank anymore. You got to go back. Well, maybe your healers are just dead. Yeah, they don't know what they're... Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. You got away. Good. So yeah, when your health is low, don't push anymore. Good. Good recovery. Remember, you can press shift. You press shift, you go all the way back. You got to do that more often. That's the best way to use that ability. Good. But you need to get your full HP back. You're fighting with 300. I mean, it's fine. You know, sometimes you get away with it. But they, in theory, should punish you. That was good. You can ult here, probably, and get away with it. Just ult in her face. But you don't need it, right? You should look like you're fine.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
That's good. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I would say don't even, for the most part, you don't even need to fight Groot. If he has this big wall here, his HP will go up and up and up. It's annoying to fight him. So, you know, he's good to fight, to farm ult, push him back, but he's overextending. And I would say when he overextends, just walk by him. But the Emma is a problem, because you can't walk by her. She will just diamond form you, if it's a competent Emma, which this one might not be. But look at their formation. It's really terrible, right? You know, this team, it's very easy. The Hulk can just hop over here. You know, it's like, if you guys were fighting, if you guys just went and fought everything other than the tanks, you would destroy this team, because there's no formation. They don't even have a team. Half their team is gone, right? You know, your team should not be over here. This Phoenix, obviously we're not coaching her, but this is an opportunity to easily team wipe. Hulk should be jumping here on top here, and you should be attacking her too. You know, you're kind of allowing them to get away with it. Now your health is low. You don't have any help, so it's not your fault. But you gotta be aware of your health. You know, you can't let yourself get saved too often. Right? You got saved here. That was good by your teammate. That was a good ult. Okay. See, these are good ults because no one's... When everyone's surrounding you, then that's good. That's good, that's good. Yeah, you want to hold up point. Good. You know, one of the most important things is, remember, you're the frontline tank. So try to be in front of your team. The only time you want to bypass things is if you know where their front line is. Right now, this team's all over the place. You'd actually be doing better if you attacked from here, because you can easily get from here to these guys. Now you kind of put yourself in an awkward spot where your healers have to save you again. Right? Remember, you want to be in front of your healers, not to the side. Yeah. See, another like pointless fight, right, with Groot. You keep getting into it with him. Look, the whole battle is happening behind you. One dark magic can help eliminate this entire team. If you just hit them, they're done. You know, you're fighting Groot. When you have 100 dark magic, if you went and hit them, you and Phoenix could have eliminated the whole team. And Moon Knight would have been over. Sorry. And now instead they win the team fight.
The doctor is in. Another Ankh who will rid us of Moon Knight. I am strengthened.
Usually look for a healer to kill. That's the most valuable. Think of it as like a chest, right? You want to kill the queen or a pawn, right? Obviously killing a tank is very valuable, don't get me wrong. It's actually could be almost as valuable as a healer. It's just that they're harder to kill. So think of it as like easier to get a killer. Cause this guy ulted for nothing. That was so stupid. What a waste.
Only 60 seconds left.
Okay, now let's look at their formation. You know, you have your ult. What I like to do is get over behind cover, out of sight for a second, leap, and slowly. I do this against some of the best players in the world. I play scrimmage against Eternity players, right? So you could definitely get away with that against these guys. You go over here, you jump slowly, and look at them. If they're not looking at you, you will catch them. You know, you hang out here and then drop and ult, boom, you'll kill the whole team. See, she's ulting. The whole formation collapses. You have to be in it on that fight. You can't be over here. You have to go in hard. Now is the time to play tough. You know, not to back up. You have your full HP. Go in. Look, even your healers are ahead of you. You gotta go in hard. Now is the time to think of where I can ult. But typically don't ult the tanks. You know, look for him. Look for that target, you know? You can jump up right now. If you jump up and hang out in the air for a little bit and look at everyone, whoever's not looking at you, you can ult them. You know, in the end, you win the team fight. It's fine. But, you know, there's always a more efficient way to do it.
Down to 30 seconds.
Okay, let's look at the defense. Which one are you? Okay. Remember, once you hit that 200-300 HP, you should be leaping back to your healers. Because now, If this is a smart Emma player, they grab you, you're done. You know, you get the save. They were not competent. Well, actually, no. The Hulk, basically, by him dying, saved you because there's like, oh, there's a Hulk here. So. And you know, when one of your tanks goes down, I mean, your whole team collapsed here. You kind of have to say this fight's over. I would say go all the way back. Against a really good team, you would just die on purpose. But against this team, you could probably back all the way up and get away with it, and your team will come back. You know, and against a strong team, you just die on purpose. You just reset. But this team is not. You don't. Whatever. That's fine, actually. Because you want to just reset as a team. Okay, look again. Let's see. Okay, so first of all, this Emma shield, think of it as a Groot wall. Now they can't heal you. So that's why you're not getting healed. And remember, this crystal, if it bursts, you lose like, I don't know how much HP, maybe 200. So you're in a really bad spot here. This crystal is going to burst, and this thing is preventing you from getting healed. Look, it burst, and you lost 200, and now you're dead. So be aware of what your enemy is doing to you. And you always want to play off a wall. Which wall am I playing off of? In this case, it would be this one. When your health is low, you need to retreat over there, and hopefully someone will heal you. But your team is like has bad formation right now. Where is everybody? So, okay, I would say wait for them. Don't ever go to a fight with 3 people. You should have hit the fall back button and just said, we're out of here. We're not fighting a 3v6. In silver, you might be able to get away with that. I don't know. But you should never be going in a 3v6. Like, what the heck do you think is going to happen? And this person, I don't know why they're up here. But what exactly is going to happen at 3v6? You got to back up, wait for your whole team. Make sure everyone gets together. See, look, what do you think is going to happen in this fight? You have your Hulk just died, so you're gonna be the only tank. And all they have to do is overload you. I mean, you get away with it for now. Nope, you get overloaded because you're the only tank, and you have no duelists on your team. So you're basically 3 against 6.
By the eye of Agamotto! Tower beyond sight!
Okay, good. You can think about the ult here, maybe. I don't know. Good. You probably didn't need to ult that guy. Nah, you won the team fight already. Usually, as a general rule, look, if they're down 1 healer, down 1 tank, you have a Gambit ult, you can save your ult. Don't lose it there. You're gonna win this team fight. They're not gonna beat you guys. Or I hope they don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Because you only have 2 people, somehow. Okay, so your team... Oh no, he's here. And he's not... Okay. Maybe it's okay to ult here then. Yeah, actually it's a really good ult because... the rocket ulted. So you wasted the rocket ult for him, which is good. So that's good. But remember, now your HP is low. That's good though, you forced the invisible ult. Now they have no support ult, so that's very valuable. And that's part of because of what you played very aggressively, so that's good. Okay. You can probably kill her. Right, so don't be... Now you're low again, right? Gotta take care of that HP bar. Let's watch it. You know, you should back up a lot more with this. Back up to your healers. Because you turned around here, I don't know why. You just made yourself more vulnerable to the attack. That's the first time he used the jump. Yeah, so let's analyze what happened there, right? Once again, you overextended, right? So your shield bursted, I think. No, it's fine. Your shield's fine. You're underestimating maybe the Emma. And the Emma, the crystal here. This thing, when it bursts, you could die. Boom. So whenever you hear that thing, get out of there.
The doctor is
This is real firepower!
Honestly, the best thing you could do for that is just wait it out. That's a good ult. See, that's what I was trying to tell you earlier. Good job. But okay, good. You get the kill. Yeah. Okay. So let's see how that could have turned out a little better. That was a really good ult. See how they weren't noticing you?
I am Phoenix.
That's actually the best way to ult because no one sees you.
by the eye
Boom.
of Agamotto.
Okay. So let's see why. Try to hit headshot since they're standing still. It's easy to get headshot. Okay. Good. I get it. You want to go get the beacon to get your kill back. Let's analyze this. See, once your health is 272, you gotta retreat. You can't keep pushing. You're pushing with no. Remember, now you're not a tank anymore. 272. That's not tank HP. Now you're just a big guy with low HP, right? Even him, he's smaller than you. So his 275, in theory, is actually better than yours. You're 275 with a big hitbox, so you're dead.
I am strengthened for battle. What have you summoned now, Namor?
I was fine. I was fine.
Yeah, I think it was the crystal again. Let's analyze it from there. You know how to play ammo, so you know what I'm talking about.
I suppose that helps.
You're underestimating the crystal. You keep walking into it. If they crystal you, you gotta get out of there. You will die in an instant if you let that thing burst.
I suppose that helps.
Once again, right, you underestimate the crystal. This is maybe the 5th time, and you're an Emma player, so you should know.
Strengthened for battle.
That's good.
By the eye of Agamotto. Power beyond sight. We will reach Yggdrasil in no time. I am strengthened for battle.
I need assistance. Anyone willing to help?
Okay.
Seen assist.
Remember, you can ult him. Who cares if it's just one guy? Just ult him. Because remember, Raccoon might have his ult. He doesn't, but... And he actually escapes, right? So you could have killed him. And you don't even have... the game's over now, so you don't need your ult.
Mechanical arachnids are no more.
This is actually an okay in theory, right? Remember, you're getting crystalled again. Another crystal though. I get it, you want to play the penny and hold them down.
I am strengthened for battle. Ionic magic!
You gotta play off of a wall so that you can always retreat. You can't just stand there and take damage and expect your healers to keep you up. You have to be ready. What's my retreat point? It should be here. You know, you should always know, when do I back up and where am I gonna go, right? You have to be ready to retreat, but you can't just stand there and just take damage and hope that your healers keep you alive. You gotta know, okay, where am I gonna go now? Now my health is low. I gotta go here, maybe here, or I jump backwards, right? What's your exit strategy if things don't go well? It seems like you're just pushing. So that's actually good. See what you did there for a second? You want to stay there though and do that earlier. So you have the right idea somewhere, right? This is where you want to go, and just wait for your HP to go all the way back up. I hate when people go into a fight without full HP. You know what I mean? Even as if I'm playing Duelist and I'm down 25 HP, that can make a difference, right? You know, you want to go in with full. So he should back up, get fully healed, you know. But these guys are also kind of poorly positioned. They shouldn't be that close to you. But now in the end, you end up, you know, you're just a big target. Well, at least they saved you with that one. That was good.
An unseen escape
Only 60 seconds left.
by the eye of Agamotto.
Surge.
And you're the only tank, remember, so you gotta play slow, you gotta play conservative. You can't be aggressive when you're the only tank. You're trying to push them, but it's okay for them to push you back. You know what I mean? Think of it as like judo, right? They're pushing you, but you use their momentum against themselves. Let them overextend, right? And sometimes your duelists can benefit from, you know, them pushing too much, right? Overextending. This team is terrible. Their formation doesn't make any sense. Oh, actually, there's a magic there.
By the eye of Agamotto.
Enemy ahead of us.
Yeah, that's it, basically,
Too
right?
many of them.
The Sorcerer Supreme lives once more.
So in the end, you finished with 17 deaths. Right, so, you know, I used to tell you, don't worry if you get SVP. But, you know, there's a relationship between well, in the end, you did good in terms of the kills and stuff. I mean, your team didn't do much. But remember, you're dying a lot to get those kills. So it's more valuable to stay alive, especially as a tank. Because once you're out there, you're a big hole in the formation, right? Once you're out, now they just push you, they walk your team down, and that's it. It's more valuable to stay alive sometimes, right?